Hey guys, I'm back here talking about Take-Two Interactive as promised to my viewers. I will keep making videos about this company. Now, it is my largest position, and so let's get right into it. And it's more like perfect timing here because, I've always been talking about it, it's always been going up. And boom, the earnings drop. It wasn't great, there wasn't great numbers, and so it actually dropped 13% here, well, 12% in the matter. So I think it was up 8% after hours when they initially dropped it. They said that the game is actually coming out November, whatever, 19th or whatever. So that's what investors are looking for. Is this game actually coming out? If it is, that's great. And that's what happened. The stock went up 8%. And for some reason, in the morning on Thursday, it just sold off. And so that's what happens with this. I mean, there could be the greatest news in companies in Nvidia and Amazon. You look at those ones, and the stock still sells off. And that's what happened. So you can't look at this as a way to get scared off, right? You have to remain with your thesis. What is your thesis for this company? And adjust accordingly. So let me get right into it. Firstly, I'm going to say I got a couple points here. Let me just talk about my thesis on it and why I believe. Firstly, I believe two things. This company here, you have a greater margin of success to make money than you do to lose. So I believe that there is this artificial float kind of at the bottom here because of that, because there's this media coming out, the greatest piece of media to ever come out in our lifetimes, up to date, is going to come out. There's like this anticipation for this game, right? You're already seeing a line going up to it. I mean, I already see the wins. But my point is, you have this float here, and it's like even if the worst of news were to happen, yes, we saw, this drop here because the stock got delayed. This is what happened. Sure, 20%. But I don't believe like that this stock could just. I really believe that there's this margin of safety, and that you have a lot of room to gain and not a lot of room to lose, and that is because you have this massive thing incoming. If you look at a company like Microsoft, um, there's no magic platform that they're incoming in 10 months and that Microsoft investors can look forward to. That's not what happens here. Specifically for this stock, if they didn't have GTA 6, it would be nothing, right? But the fact that we have this here, I believe that I'm kind of safe within till November. I truly believe that. And even if the stock dropped 10, 20% more, I will still buy it because we are only in May. We are only in May. We have a long runway here, 5 months, to pick the lowest prices. I have an average price of 199 in one of them, and then 206 in the other, I think. And again, I said, as I said, my largest position. But so let's get right into it. Let me just talk about a couple of things. Firstly, people always claim that this company is priced in. What they mean by that is they say, "Oh, all the hype you're paying, it's already baked into the price." Like normally the company would be at about 180 US dollars a share, but since there's all this hype, it's already artificially propped it up to 220, is what they're saying. And I'm here to rebuttal that. My rebuttal is basically what I'm trying to say is two things. For example, for myself, I haven't played video games in 5 years. I am willing to go and buy a PS5. I'm willing to go buy just this game. Um, there hasn't been, if you think about it, there has not been a good game to come out in like, I don't know, 5 years. Like the last game, I mean, it really hasn't been a solid game in a long time, really. And so the gaming market, the market's kind of like they haven't been as strong. And since there's this crazy game coming out, you know that people are going to want to buy it. And so what the analysts are actually doing, guys, they are saying there's about 130 million consoles, right, that can buy this game. They're saying, you know what, 30-40% of that, we believe that people will buy the game. And we're going to calculate our revenues, expected revenues, and projected revenues based on that. What I am saying, two things. First of all, the number is going to be higher. I think 50, 60%, whatever. I believe that the number that the analysts are picking is too low. But the most important percentage is I think that people are going to buy more consoles. So there's 130 million right now. I think that'll expand to about 160 million, right? So you have 30 more million consoles. And the majority of the ones that buy those consoles in the next future are going to say, well, GTA 6 just came out and I just bought a new console. So I'm thinking like 80% of that 30 million. So you're going to see more sales than expected is my point. Because like somebody like me, or maybe yourself, if you haven't played video games in a while, and you were like, I'd pick it up, in the winter time. I mean, it's November, it's coming out, and some people, you got less to do in the winter. Boom, I'm going to get GTA. I think that's what's going to happen. So The numbers wise, I believe that. Let's see. So GTA 6 is better than, yeah, again. So biggest media launches ever. They took my word. I think it's the biggest piece of media to ever come out. They've worked tremendously on this, countless years. I mean, GTA 5 came out so long ago. Look how long they've been working on this. You know they're hiding something, and even with all the hype. Yeah, so it's just, yeah, as you see, the cultural hype. The revenues potentially could be larger than expected, as I said. Oh, not to mention, so if you know the GTA titles, you know that there's a story mode. They're dropping the story mode in November, but then 12 months later, they're dropping the online version. And if you know the GTA titles, you know that they have a story mode and online mode, and that the online mode is the majority of what people play. So investors are here. You have the GTA 6 game coming out here. I mean, you have that hype towards the story mode. Once it drops, I don't see that much volatility there because the investors know there's still the online version to come out. And that is like the craziest part is like the online, look, the DLCs, the deluxe versions, the premium copies, you can see them there. Um, there is so much, and GTA 5 online revenue was what made them the money. So again, you have like 2 point. You have the investors are here, the game is coming out here. Then you have the online version here. You have a runway, a longer runway than you think. Again, as I said, we're already in May, only in May, and you have lots of time here to make some money. Again, I don't know if I've already said it, but the market cap's at 40 billion. I believe that'll go to 80 billion. I'm hoping for 80 billion. So that will turn this stock price 220 into 440. I will double my money, right? That's what I'm hoping for. Now, I could be more than that, it could be less than that, but that's my goal, right? So if it does hit that, I might sell out. As I said before, I'm going to sell half of my position before the game drops, and then I'll keep my other half. Um, so yeah, that's so again, enough with this, sorry, this downside cushion. So as I said, the margin of safety is higher than lower, because even if GTA 6 gets delayed again or launches poorly, they're heading into what could be the biggest revenue cycle in the company's history, and because of that, any major dip could attract buyers who want exposure before the full GTA 6 impact shows up in earnings. Again, so you have a long horizon. Even if it drops in a year, you're not out of it. You can wait 3 years. Like for you have so many options in this stock. Is my point. Um, yeah. So new trailers, gameplay reveals, pre-order numbers, analyst. So there's lots of things here. Lots of things to talk about. If we look at my position, boom. If we go here, Take-Two Interactive. Yeah. So you can see one of them's at what is it, 199 US, and the other one's at 207. So I get the yesterday, I mean, 2 days ago, whatever it was, 5 days ago, this was at 24% all time. It felt a lot nicer, and 14, whatever this was, 19%. But you can see this is a big position for me. I think it's like what 40. I can't even do the math. 3,700 US, which would turn into 5,000 Canadian in one stock, guys. For me, so um, I guess the point of this is trust your judgment. If you have a thesis of this company, just you want to pick out the lowest levels that you possibly can. So I'm waiting here. If it drops even more, I'm waiting. I'm going to buy more. You just got to keep it in reason. But that's the thesis that I'm sticking towards. And so if you want to hear more about this, subscribe, comment, like, because I'll talk about this all day. If you want, I'll get more research for you guys. Just comment down below and tell me, hey, I like the video. Can you make more? Done. I would love for that to happen, and I'll make more. Just that's very simple. So thanks, guys.